Kingsway Language Center presents English for Advanced Level Students.
Hello, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to discuss question number 2 of the G.C.E. Advanced Level Examination 2019 paper. Question 2. Look at the question. Fill in each blank with the correct form of the verb given in brackets. Fill or complete in each blank with the correct form of the verbs given in brackets. Now, in this question, examiners are going to test your ability to use English verbs correctly. Now, everybody knows that every verb has number of different forms. Now, basically there are 3 forms: present tense, past tense and past participle. So now, for example, eat, ate and eaten. Apart from that, there are 4 more forms. Present tense singular form, which we usually make by adding s, es or ies to the base form of the verb. Now, for example, eat, eats, go, goes. With I, you and all the other plural nouns, we use the base form. With all singular subjects or nouns, we use the singular form. We usually form the singular form of a verb by adding s, es or ies to the base form of the verb. Then we also have number of other forms of verbs. What are they? Present participle form, which is formed by adding ing to the verb. Walk, walking, eat, eating. So eating, going, walking are all present participle forms. Then the future form, simple future form, it is formed by placing will before the present tense of the verb or the base form. Will eat, will walk, will go, like that. Then the infinitive form with to go, to run, to play. So like that, there are number of different verb forms depending on its tense, number and the type of the sentence. Now let's read the question again. Fill in each blank with the correct form of the verb given in brackets. Now here also there is a text, a story with some blanks or gaps. So at the end of each gap there is a word, it is a verb in the bracket. So it is the base form of the verb. All what you have to do is to read the sentence carefully and then think of the correct verb form and write it in the blank. Now let's read it. One day, while 2 friends, Kavindu and Savindu, while means during, 2 friends, Kavindu and Savindu, then there is a blank. Blank number 1. Within bracket there is walk. So one day means past tense, one day. While 2 friends, Kavindu and Savindu. So when it is Kavindu and Savindu, 2 people. So the subject is plural. So this is something that happened in the past and the subject is plural. The given verb is walk through a valley. So these 2 boys one day, walk is given through a valley. I think you know the meaning of valley. Valley is a low area between 2 hills. Usually a river flows through the valley, right? At one stage, now what they were doing something at that time. So the correct verb form should be past continuous because this happened in the past. So it must be while is also there. So there must be 2 things happening at the same time. We use while. Then it was happening. So we must say were walking because Kavindu and Savindu are the 2 boys and that is plural subject. So we have to use the past tense form of the be verb, and with be verbs we use the ing form of the verb. So it must be were walking. One day, while 2 friends, Kavindu and Savindu, were walking through a valley, at one stage in their journey. On their way, on their journey, at one stage, they had an argument. So these two boys had an argument, means they had a disagreement. Argument is a disagreement. So now Kavindu says something where Savindu does not agree with Kavindu. Then when Savindu says something, Kavindu doesn't agree. So there was an argument. While they were arguing on something, Kavindu slapped Savindu in the face. Slap means you hit someone with your open hand. Okay? So if you slap someone means if you hit someone with your open hand, that is called slap. So what did Kavindu do? Kavindu slapped Savindu in the face. Now that is the first paragraph, and I hope you got the answer. I shall repeat that. One day, while two friends, Kavindu and Savindu, were walking through a valley, at one stage in their journey, they had an argument, and Kavindu slapped Savindu in the face. Savindu was hurt. When somebody hits you, you hurt, right? You had a pain. So Savindu was hurt, but without blank say. Now there is another blank number 2, and within bracket there is the word say, S-A-Y, say. So after without, we usually use the ing form. Without saying anything. Without saying anything. Savindu was hurt, but without saying anything, he wrote in the sand. So he didn't say anything. Even though Kavindu slapped Savindu, he, without saying anything, wrote in the sand near the bank of the river. So by the side of the river there is sand. So he wrote in the sand near the bank of the river. What did he write? This is what he wrote. Today, Kavindu slapped me in the face. He wrote it in the sand. Today, Kavindu slapped me in the face. So answer to the second blank is saying, without saying anything. Now come to the next paragraph. They kept on walking. They kept on walking. Kept on means continue. They continued walking until. Until means until they come to a certain place. Or until they come up to a time. Until they blank. There is another blank number 3. Within bracket, find is given. Until they, find is given, a suitable place. Suitable place means right place for them to rest. Rest means stop and stay for some time. While you are walking, you can, if you want to rest, you can stop. While you are studying also, if you want to rest, you can stop studying and sit down and relax. So that is rest. And they decided, blank, have is given in the bracket this time. So they kept on walking until they, now that this is something happened in the past, the verb must be past tense. So what should it be? They kept on walking until they found a suitable place. Until they found a suitable place to rest. And they decided. After decided, we usually use the infinitive form of the verb. They decided to have. The have is given. The correct form here should be to have. They decided to have a wash there. So while resting, they decided to have a wash there. Savindu got stuck in the mud of the river. They decided to have a wash there. Savindu got into the water and he got stuck in the mud. He got stuck in the mud means he get into the mud and he cannot come out of the mud now. Stuck in the mud of the river. And started, and also started, blank. Now there is another blank, and the word drown is given in the brackets. Drown, D-R-O-W-N, drown means you are going underwater. So started, the best verb form is drowning. River and started drowning, going underwater, drowning. But immediately, very soon, he blank Then in the bracket save is given. Save. Save means someone, rescue someone. Save. So he is there. Save by Kavindu. When it is by Kavindu, this is a passive voice sentence. By Kavindu. Then it must be a passive voice sentence. So in passive voice sentences, there must be a be verb and also the past participle form of the verb. Save is given. The past participle form of the save is saved. What should be the be verb? Since this is something happened in the past, with he, we use was. So the correct verb form is he was saved by Kavindu. After Savindu, blank number 7, in the bracket, the word recover is given. Recover means get back from something. If you are ill, you recover means you come back to normal. So, after Savindu, then it must be past tense. After he recovered. After Savindu recovered from his shock. When he was going to drown, he was shocked. Now that Kavindu saved his life, he recovered from his shock. So it must be after Savindu recovered from his shock. He wrote on a rock. Now this time he wrote on a rock. Rock is a huge stone. He wrote on a rock, today Kavindu saved my life. Today Kavindu saved my life. Now that day, first day when Kavindu slapped him on the face, he wrote in the sand, today Kavindu slapped me in the face. But now today, when he was saved by Kavindu from the danger, he wrote on a rock, today Kavindu saved my life. Then Kavindu, question number 8, there is a blank and the word ask is given. Kavindu asked him. We must use the past tense form of the verb. Then Kavindu asked him. Now this is what he asked within inverted commas. After I hurt you, you wrote in the sand. And now you are writing on a rock. Why? Then Savindu replied, my dear friend. There is a blank, blank number 9. Remember is given within brackets. Savindu replied, my dear friend. So remember must be the correct form. My friend, remember that when someone is singular and this is present tense because it is within inverted commas. So we say when someone hurts us. Hurts, H-U-R-T, hurt is given in the brackets. But here someone is a singular subject. So we must write hurts, H-U-R-T-S, hurts. When someone hurts us, we should write it down in sand, where winds of forgiveness can erase it away. So when someone hurts us, we must easily forget it. That is why it should be written on sand, right? Then that will be where winds of forgiveness can erase it away. But when someone does something good for us, that means when someone did something very good for us, we must not forget it. So we must engrave. Engrave means you cut words into wood, rock, stone or any metal, that is engrave. You write on a stone. We must engrave it in stone where no wind can ever erase it. Where no wind can ever erase it. So that is the question number 2. That's the end of the lesson. I hope you understood it. If you found it difficult to understand, you can watch the same video in Sinhala medium. So you will be able to understand it easily.